Hi, welcome to today's episode. I am with one, and today we'll be talking about arts, activism, and queer arts. One, introduce yourself and what do you do?
Hello everyone, I am Walter One, and in regards to the topic, I am a creative writer, mostly metaphorical poet and prose. So that is what I am here to talk about mostly.
Okay, so I know you do your own art, but we are not going to be we're not going to be talking about your art. We're going to be talking about art in general and your perspectives on art over the years, queer art. I just want to, I'm curious to find out what was your first encounter with queer art or a queer form of art
I,
that you embraced as an individual?
I would say so. I'm a literature buff basically. So I would say literature, literally. That's the first encounter with queer art, and it's in an aspect of the queerness in Pride and Prejudice. This is one of those books that you read and you engage with yourself and realize, okay, this is queerness. It's not something you would think of, but as they always say, when you're queer, you can detect queerness. You can know that this is queerness in a book, this is queerness in an art form. So I think for me it was Pride and Prejudice. That was high school for that is in regards to queer art. But I would say
One that is explicitly queer, that you're like, okay, now this one was really queer, right?
I think it was queer representation. It was a movie. I've forgotten the movie name. Um, no. Let's go with Pride and Prejudice. I don't want to. I don't want to remember a movie that I'll forget
All
next
right.
week.
For me, actually, it was a similar journey, but not literature. I used to have a tiny phone, Pesa, that had a notes app,
Mm.
and unfortunately, that notes app would open text formats, like so I would download a book in Microsoft Word and then transfer it into text and then be reading it on my phone like all night. And yeah, so that's how I started experiencing queer books. There was a website. I don't know if I should say it, but yeah. So how do you think, in your personal experience, movies, books, storytelling has evolved over the years? Like queer storytelling has evolved.
Okay. Let's see. For starters, because again, I'm a movie buff, literature buff. Um, Back then, it was very subtle. The queerness was subtle in the books, in the movies. It was subtle. It was very, oh, the long distance uncle who is married, sorry, not married, who has a roommate. But now it's like, oh, the gay uncle, oh, the queer uncle, the lesbian aunt. It's now defined. It's not, oh, they've just been friends for 10 years. They do things together. So I feel like activism in regards to queer art has evolved. It is something that is constantly evolving because people are more accepting, more engaging with it. You will find a heterosexual cis man enjoying what episodes of Empire. I think that was one of the first shows that Africans generally enjoyed and didn't mind about a queer character because they kept on enjoying it and enjoying it. So I think it is one of the things that helps with changing perceptions and perspectives of queerness. But the problem I find with that regard, um, what exact art are you bringing out?
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the thing is, I have a problem with how they represent queer individuals or characters. The representing them as funny people, maybe someone who takes their sexuality as that is the only thing that defines them. Yet we are engineers, we are doctors, we are singers and musicians.
People,
Yes, we
queer
have.
villains.
Yes, exactly. We have all these characters that are not really defined. Let's say you go, even when you're watching an essentially queer movie, like completely queer, or gay, let's say just a gay movie. Usually the main character is messy, dramatic, and that is not our story. Yes, sure, it is good that we're being represented and we're being shown in these spaces, but we are also calm people. We are also very intellectual. Yes, sure, we are a bit rich for those who are rich, except me. But yeah, it has really come a long way.
I think we're getting to the point that um, personally I feel like it's evolving because like as we kept growing up and then we started seeing queer characters, we embraced the little that we see there, even if it was very stereotypical.
Yeah.
Now, having a queer character in a movie is not like it's sentence.
Yes, it's not even groundbreaking anymore.
It's not groundbreaking anymore. I think now we are at the stage where we need to explore different facets, like you mentioned, like queerness. Like we are villains, we are evil people, we are very successful people, serious queer people, people with like with different character traits.
Yes.
Generally, instead of being like one trick.
We don't want to be that queer best friend in a movie anymore. We want to be exactly. We want to be I think I've seen it in the recent movies. I think movies and series from 2020 and beyond, or 2019 and beyond. We have maybe a vice president who is queer. Let's see. Wait, Scandal. Scandal had the I think was it chief of staff. Chief of staff was queer. At least that was a good. It was a very good one. Yeah. So I think yes, as you said, we're evolving, but also I think it also draws back, and I'm only talking about writing because this writing goes directly into visual art and movies and stuff. So it's upon queer writers to shape the stories. Yes, sure, drama sells, comedy sells, but if you're not having content at the end of it, we need something that is going to push the community as a whole.
Finally, I okay. I don't want to expose my age, but we are kind of in the same age group.
With who?
With you. Though they are young, much younger people than us, and I think since lockdown, I've been seeing, especially on Instagram, TikTok, because now young people not use Facebook. Facebook is
Yes.
very, right? I've been seeing a lot of queer people like just embracing themselves, being queer online, basically. And I feel like our generation.
Yes, our generation. Please just accept
Oh
it.
God. Okay, us who like so like repressive laws or like who are hiding from our parents the whole time. We when we see these things online, we're like, "Eh, aren't their parents seeing? Isn't their sister going to find out? Do these people have like people online seeing them? Um, those are things that come in my head. But I just want to get like your perspective on young people, much younger people. You know, yeah, young people, but much younger people, like expressing queerness online, queer art, and queer creativity online. Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a recipe for disaster? I don't know. What do you think?
As always, a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. But also, you have to realize that they have grown up differently. They've grown up in a space where queerness is accepted, may not be celebrated, but it's accepted. In especially in forms of entertainment, it's accepted. Where let's say, I go back home and I have a sister who follows queer content creators, and she's like, "Oh my God, he did this, he did this, he did this." I can't tell her I'm queer clearly because I am not that brave, but she enjoys them. So I think it's the perspective is is different because they have already had different exposure. Ours was different. I didn't know that whatever I was doing back then, kissing someone, was queerness or was being gay. I just thought, you know what, we're having fun. Yeah, we are having fun until when they released the first bill, I think 229, I think. It's when I had the first word gay. I was like, wait, so I am gay. That doesn't make sense at all. But I was doing it because it was something that was fun, but I was also being cautious because I thought that is not something I can do constantly. Also, it goes back to our age, as you've called it. We had a lot of pent up emotions. We are not. We've been, yes, we're expressive people, but we're not very expressive. We keep to ourselves most of the time, so we can't express the same way as Gen Zs express themselves. Gen Zs have learned to start talking, give out your opinions, speak whatever you feel like speaking. Do not sieve your words. Do not be unapologetically yourself. We can't do that with ourselves, but that is a good thing. However, when you get to a point whereby you have a lot of freedom, it becomes very destructive. So they're getting into spaces where they're very dramatic, they're very destructive, they are picking up fights, doing this and this. So it's, yeah, a double-edged sword, because good for us, we're having progress, but then they come with mess most of the times. It's because a millennial will have the caution of saying, okay, you know what, I can't do this because it will lead to this. A Gen Z will express themselves 120%. They will not leave out anything, and it will cause a mess. It will cause situations that are going to be more destructive for us as a community. But I believe, yeah, it's good that we have these people expressing themselves constantly. It's just that we have to get into a space whereby we teach them how to do it properly, because too much of anything is dangerous. So that's something I would say.
All right, Carla, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Any last words before we close?
Any last words? Art is expression, and you express yourself whatever way you want. And we have queerness constantly around us. And the thing is, the reason why I say queerness is because even the heterosexual people are queer as well. Because those hints, the metrosexual men, cis heterosexual men, are very queer. So yeah, I think that is one thing I always say, art is expression.
Thank you so much. And I've actually expression, queerness, Okay, hi, today this is Bana Mwesige. You're most welcome for today's episode. And today we're going to be talking about art, and queerness, and queer art, and how everything mixes itself in art. And I have an amazing guest today, Brenda. Brenda, say hi and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Brenda, and I'm happy to be a part of this interesting discussion that's about my identity, in particular. And Brenda, I'm the founder of QU, that is Queer Women Uganda. It is pioneering initiative that is dedicated to empowering queer women. Those are the mothers and the youth at large. And our mission is just to create a safe space, inclusive and supportive environment for the youth and the queer women mothers, because up to now I still feel they're a bit sidelined, but I know with time, with how we are doing the advocacy, how we are doing the activism, with time, it will definitely sink in. Yes.
So Based on your work,
Yes.
you work with age groups, yeah? Very
Yes.
interesting age groups.
Exactly.
Queer mothers, I think, are more on the older side,
Yes.
and queer youth are more on campus, Gen Z,
Yes.
as if.
Yes.
So you are actually the best person to talk to about this topic,
Yeah.
because young people are both creative and expressive.
Yes.
Older persons, I don't know.
They are.
So I just want you to just tell me, how do you think the art has evolved from the older to the younger? Um, like queer expression through art, basically. How do you think it has evolved?
It has evolved in so many ways. Um, through through music. Though when we talk about music, based upon the age groups, the youth and the older people, there's it varies what kind of music they want to listen to. But we always have those anthems, like the queer anthems, that bring us together. So when it comes to music, I feel we we have found we find ourselves in one spirit through music based upon those anthems. And I won't talk so much about film because I'm not there. But of course, we also have film, the visual arts, just like you right now interviewing me. It is through this art that we can actually connect to the world elsewhere. Then also with the
Speaking
literature.
of film, sorry for cutting you short. Speaking of film,
Yes.
I recently had a conversation with someone.
Yeah.
They talked about quote unquote queer coded characters.
Yeah.
When you're watching a movie, especially in Ugandan film,
Yeah.
there are those characters who are not really queer,
Yeah.
but queer people really identify with them.
Yes.
Like you see a character on television, maybe their personal experience of maybe being rejected or not
Yes.
being understood generally,
Yes.
like really relates with queer people.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is also a weird form of expression, not explicit,
Yes.
but it's a form of queer expression.
Yeah. So speaking of which, being a queer mother who really experienced stigma, oppression firsthand, of course, with my children in the picture, I sat back and through this resilience, of course, through all those experiences, it really fueled me to be like, what can I do as a person to impact the community? And not just about my sentiments, about my feelings. Yes, I've been bruised, but then I can still use these bruises to impact someone out there, to impact another mother who feels like, it is the end of the world. I cannot make it through. And because even personally, before I could come out, the fear is there. It is there. And then the fear is multiple because besides the society, then you also have the children in the picture that you have to explain to things that they are not yet maybe even ready to digest. So being at that forefront, I love mycology, and that is to do with mushrooms. So through this passion, the reason why I bring it in activism is through this passion of loving mycology, of growing mushrooms. I looked at economic empowerment for our community. The fact that we are excluded in the economic world, we are excluded in the job environment, I was like, this could be a sustainable venture for the community. So I founded Sister Spores Mushroom Cultivation Initiative, which is specifically for economic empowerment, doing away with all these injustices being practiced on us, whereby we look at using that art of mushroom for visibility, for queer visibility, advocacy. And our mushroom cultivation provides a safe space for the queer individuals to connect, of course, learn how to grow mushroom. How do you come up with this kind of idea? How do you build on it? How do I go out there and have the e-commerce? If I have my mushroom, if I have my mushroom store here, how do I get my products out there to the general public? Because they're not going to buy from me because I'm queer. But through the exactly. But because of the product, they'll definitely deal with me. It is indirect and it is painful indirectly, but at the end of the day, it goes back to I have a product out there. Someone is appreciating it, but they are stubbornly refusing to accept my existence in society. Because if that's a queer person doing that, we shall not buy it, we shall not support them. But if I come indirectly and I'm selling my mushroom, I'm bringing a health product to you, and you're giving money back to the community. So
I love because it speaks to even like the economic aspect.
yes,
When people are viewing art, when people are viewing business, when people are viewing interacting with a product or a service,
yes,
they are not interacting with the queerness of the service.
exactly. Yes,
They are interacting with this product itself. They're interacting with the song, for example.
yes,
They're interacting with the stuff someone is selling. Right?
exactly. Yes,
These are good beans. Yeah? These are good mushrooms.
yes,
Yeah? It's not about the individual.
yes,
Like, yeah.
yeah,
And I think that is a very beautiful thing that your team is doing to, first of all, quality products,
yes,
quality,
yes,
quality stuff, so that people interact with the quality.
exactly.
And in that way, when they discover that you're queer, they're like, oh, it checks out. They are doing amazing stuff.
Yes, exactly. So we are using that kind of arts and storytelling to amplify our voices as queer people, and yet being impactful still back to the community. So with the queerness history, I feel that in future with this kind of activism, it is essential that we continue to harness the power of art in queer activism. Yes.
Thank you so much. I'm just curious about young people because I'm the young one.
Yes.
But I'm not. I think I'm a millennial, not a Gen Z. I'm in between, really, generations.
Yes.
Do you think young people are more perceptive of queerness in art
Yes.
than older people?
I feel so. And you're talking about the millennium. The millennials, I would say they were maybe a slower version of acceptance. But when we get to the Gen Zs, because even right from the cartoons, everything that is being watched, we are having kids being expelled out of school because they have identified themselves of who they are, and they feel it is just bold enough. It is a bold move for me to show you, hey, I am not who you think I am. This is me. So I feel it's going for the better. We are going for the better in the future. I believe even at the youngest stages, because with this history we are looking at how we've been evolving, and at the stage where we are, I feel we are getting there. The children are accepting it. The children will be like that. A child will be like, "This is my mom, but this is who she is," and you have no right to even judge her because they are not judging you. So they choose: will they be like you or they are not like you? And you also have to live in that line of acceptance. If they are not like me, it is very okay because it's a society we live in. But they are more accepting. They have acknowledged this. Though, of course, with patriarchy, we still have society telling us that now this is wrong. for these young children to grow up knowing who they are. And for me, I feel it is vis-a-vis that, because growing up knowing who you are saves everyone else
The hustle and
exactly
struggle,
of
yeah.
are you this, are you that, are you,
Why are you looking like this? Why are you dressed like this?
exactly. So you grow up, even as families, they learn to accept you at that early stage, than now, as when you have to run away, when they have to disown you, when they have, everything comes out as a shocker.
Yeah, people. Sometimes I'm scared for them and their safety, but they are too bold because you will see on TikTok, you'll see on Instagram, they are living their best lives.
Yes,
And
they are at the top of their game,
I feel like,
and unapologetically they are doing that.
I feel like,
So you either take me on or not.
or am I feel like I'm being um, too security conscious on my part.
Because society groomed us to feel like there are people who are there to pinpoint us.
Yes.
So we have to be looking at our shoulders every now and then, which is wrong. Which is wrong. We are human beings. We are supposed to live freely, enjoy this world like have it at its best. I mean, we are not here forever, so that's it.
All right, thank you so much. Today's conversation has been super insightful, and I'm glad we had it. Um, Thank you so much. Any parting words before we close?
Queer is queer. We are taking over. We are taking this world.
Thank you.
Okay.